go to Orange County, California, where David is on the line. David, you're on the Ken Coleman Show.
Hi, Ken. How's it going?
I am living the dream, David. What's going
on? Great. I just had a question. So I'm struggling to pursue my passion in law enforcement. I've been pursuing this for about maybe 4 years now, and the reason why is because the last time I applied to a volunteer position, I got all the way to the polygraph exam, and they did my hour-and-a-half interview, answered the questions they're going to ask me, and then as soon as I sat down in the chair, the examiner said my heart rate was through the roof, and they couldn't establish a baseline, so they couldn't administer the test for me, and then they invited me to come back the following week, and same thing happened, so they couldn't push me through. And then another thing that I learned is that I'm partially colorblind, and so some of their standards, you have to have uncorrected color vision for the job. So I don't know if I should keep trying to pursue this field or look into another career. I'm just kind of feeling lost.
Right. Yeah, I understand. Okay, so let's address the two hurdles. The biggest hurdle is that you're freaking out when it comes time to take the polygraph test. You're just freaking out.
Yeah.
You're not hiding anything.
No.
So why are you what is your fear when you sit down in that moment? I'm just curious.
For me, what was going through my head is that I was a police explorer, so I did volunteering for about over a year, and they gave us two presentations on the polygraph exam. And what they said was like, oh, if you fail the polygraph exam, no place is ever going to hire you. So that's like kind of going through my head, and the intimidation is making it like, oh, if I screw this up, there goes my, potential for a career. So that was like going through my head.
Yeah, but that's just a bunch of garbage. I mean, it really is. It really is. Like the fact that if you failed a polygraph, well, first of all, you can't even take the polygraph test because you're so wigged out. You're so inside your head. It's not even making any sense. And now I'm going to tell you something. I think there's two ways to go here.
Okay.
I love that you laughed the way that you did, because I feel like maybe I broke through to you and you were like, that really is silly that I'm that scared of this thing. You know what I mean? Because I think your mindset going into this thing is, I'm really honest. Have you ever broken the law, David, beyond a speeding ticket?
No.
Okay, then what if your mindset you went into this thing and you're going, man, this is going to be a breeze. I'm like an actual Boy Scout. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, the worst thing you've ever done to break the law is to get a speeding ticket. You have nothing to hide. Is that true or false, David?
No, that's true.
So you have nothing to hide. All right, now that's one thing. That's the old, okay, I'm gonna just change my focus going into this next one, going, the last couple times I've done this, I'm in this weird, just crazy place of focusing on, oh my gosh, if I fail this thing, I'm never gonna be employed again. Ah!
Yeah.
I mean, do you realize how goofy that sounds? First of all, it's not true. So what if you went in going, well, the great news is I've made it all the way to this thing twice, and it's only me psyching myself out. So now I'm going to go into this, and my entire thought process is, I'm not going to fail it. I can't fail it. They're not going to ask me anything I'm going to lie about. Do you lie, David? Do you struggle with lying?
No.
Okay, then.
Actually, my mom said I'm a pretty bad liar, so.
See, this is great. So I got to tell you, I think if you had that kind of focus and you were laughing about this going into the next one, I think you pass it. But let me just say this. Maybe you go have a couple of sessions. Now, this is the professional route, and I really recommend this. Maybe you go have a couple of sessions with a licensed psychologist, a counselor, a therapist, and just discuss this. Like, I am freaking out. Anxiety is hitting me. It's a panic attack is what it is. And that's real. Panic attacks are real. And that professional will give you the tools to be able to face that. So I think that's probably worth, with all the effort you've put in for 4 years, paying for a couple of sessions for someone to help you with a panic attack on this. I think that's really smart. Okay? All right. Now, I think if you do that and get the help and the tools that a professional can give you to face that panic attack and step through it, not even get a panic attack, I think you come through with flying colors. Now, the only thing I don't understand is the colorblind thing. Can that be addressed if you wear glasses?
So it kind of depends on department policies. Some will allow like corrected color vision glasses,
Right.
and some wouldn't.
Then go there. Then you go after that.
Yeah, I've tried it, but they only slightly like correct the colors that I differentiate.
Okay,
and
so
then some, yeah.
So here's my question.
Kind of
there is no solution for people who are colorblind like you that would allow you to be fully functional.
No, it's mostly the reason why is identifying like people and vehicles.
Okay,
that's the whole reason for the color.
So here's the deal. If you can't overcome that, then there's nothing we can do about that. Right?
Right.
So maybe it's a different type of law enforcement or public safety. Get outside of being a police officer and go, what are other ways that I can protect and serve the community that don't require me to be a police officer with these specific things that I'm not going to be able to overcome, because it's really your heart that you want to serve. So there are multiple ways besides being a police officer. You could get into security. You could get into so many different things. Maybe you get into being a private investigator. That pays, that can pay pretty well. I just want your homework assignment is to identify all the different ways that you could serve the public in a way where you are making the world safer and you are protecting people and serving people. Because I think you have put yourself in a corner to where the only thing is maybe being a police officer versus I'd look at federal law enforcement. I'd look at different types of work within law enforcement that don't require you, to have the issue with the colorblind thing solved. Make sense?
Yes.
Because David, listen, there's a lot of things you could do in the public safety, public service space. Am I right or wrong?
No, you're right.
All right, David. So, hey, listen, I want your mindset to be all about that. That's your homework assignment. Identify all the different ways where the colorblind issue is in fact no longer an issue. And then let's go after that, man. No more 4 years of agony. And if you have to do a polygraph test, again, go see that licensed therapist and counselor and get some tools to be able to manage the panic attack. That's doable. I am a firm believer in psychology and the tools that professionals can give. So go do that. You got this.